KHOU 11 starts right now with a breaking news alert.
And breaking right now at 4 o'clock, another school shooting, this time at a Minneapolis church and Catholic school.
A gunman opens fire in the middle of Mass.
It was like right beside me. I was like 2 seats away from the stained glass windows. So they were like, the shots were like right next to me.
This was a deliberate act of violence against innocent children and other people worshiping.
2 children were killed and the shooting injured nearly 20 people.
Officials now searching for answers in this mass shooting. It happened just after 8:15 this morning at the Annunciation Catholic School in Minneapolis. Amanda Henderson is in the newsroom with more on what we know right now. Amanda.
Ron, this is obviously a devastating situation, but we do know that several children are still fighting for their lives. Of the 17 people injured, 14 of them are children, some as young as 6. At least 4 of the injured were rushed into emergency surgery after being shot. Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara discussing the mass shooting earlier, which he says again took place this morning during the mass. It was a welcome back to school mass, and he says they believe the shooter barricaded exterior doors before firing into the Catholic church, where dozens of children and community members were sitting in pews for that special back to school celebration.
This deliberate act of violence is just a sign of cruelty that is beyond comprehension. Our hearts are broken for everyone that's been affected by this tragedy.
Again, these students ages kindergarten through 8th grade had just returned to school. The emotions of the tragedy evident in every word from survivors like Weston Howson.
And I just ran under the pew, and then I covered my head. My friend Victor saved me though, because he laid on top of me, but he got hit. He's really brave, and I hope he's good in the hospital.
It just breaks your heart to hear those words from that child. This afternoon, Pope Leo XIV releasing a statement with his condolences to all impacted. But as you can imagine, a lot more to look into.
Lots of questions. So, Amanda, what do we know about the shooter and a possible motive?
Well, law enforcement sources have confirmed to KARE 11, our Minneapolis sister station, that the shooter is 23-year-old Robin Westman, and officials say Westman killed himself after firing into the church. The FBI director does say that the mass shooting is being investigated as domestic terrorism and a hate crime, specifically targeting Catholics. And coming up on KHOU 11 at 5, we're going to hear much more from people who rushed into the church to rescue children and how they helped get them to safety. We're also hearing from officials here in Houston reacting to this story. Ron Sherman.
All right, in times of terrible tragedy, there's also tremendous tales of heroism. We will look for you a little bit later on. Thank you, Amanda.